I'm really excited for this one today because I want to share about how fashion aids in your self-expression. And obviously, I'm going to be sharing from my own journey and what I've experienced. But I really just want to say there are no rules in fashion. And it makes me really happy because you can just be whoever you want to be whenever you want to be it. Do you know what I mean? Like your outfit can change your entire vibe, your entire persona. And oh, I just love it. I love fashion. I've always loved fashion. And I feel like the last 3.5 years, I haven't been able to be in the fashion. So it feels so good to be back. Oh my goodness. You guys have no idea. Like, trigger warning, I'm going to be talking about weight and body image. Okay, if you need to pause it, pause it. When I gained weight, oh my God. Like, I feel like my entire fashion sense went out of the freaking window. Okay. And this happened multiple times. So growing up, I loved fashion. Loved, loved, loved. I wore everything sparkly, everything pink. For I think it was like my fifth birthday, little Alexis wore a tiara or a crown. I'll post a picture up because I think I have it. For my grade 8 graduation, I had a tiara in my head. Like I was always princess, glam, sparkly, bougie. That was me. I am her. Like we are one, you know? And in high school, well, like grade 7, 8 high school, I went kind of down like a emo punk rabbit hole, which I think we all kind of did in that era. It was like the Silverstein and the Underoath and the Taking Back Sunday. And like, I loved it all. And I loved wearing that kind of stuff. But I feel like the theme of it was like I was still loud with it. Like I wasn't just like, let me wear all black. I was like, oh my God, let me wear black and lime green or like black and bright cherry red or like I was always loud with my outfits. I remember in grade 6, I used to have this like metallic silver and metallic purple mascara that I would wear, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. I had those Annabelle eyeshadow pots that was like metallic powder, and I would put it all over my eyes. Like I was just full self-expression through like fashion and makeup. We're talking more about fashion today. I'm not going to go into makeup, but I'm just giving you an idea of what Alexis was like in her true, authentic self-expression. And in high school, obviously, my outfits got a little bit more refined. Like I remember we used to go to Fort Myers every year for Christmas, and right by where we were staying, there was a Ralph Lauren outlet. Oh my God. I don't know what it was about Ralph Lauren, but they had me in a chokehold, okay? No one I knew was wearing it. It wasn't popular from anywhere. Like, I don't know where this obsession came from. I had my Ralph Lauren pillows. I had my Ralph Lauren blankets. I had my beach towel, which I still have to this day. It's pink with the little polo symbol on the bottom and like a greeny turquoise. It's so cute. I love it. And of course, I had my massive array of polo shirts. Why, as a 14-year-old kid, was I obsessed with wearing polo shirts? I have no idea, but I had it in purple. I had it in bright blue. I had it in yellow. I had it in pink. I had it in all of the colors. And like every Civvies Day at high school, if you guys don't go to a uniform high school, Civvies Day is when you can wear your real clothes. I would be wearing my freaking polos, and I was so excited about them. I did my makeup a certain way. I had all of my jewelry. Like, I'm, these aren't hoops actually. I was going to say I'm a hoop girl. These are my chandeliers. I'm going more into colorful earrings now, which is really exciting. But like, I was a hoop girl through and through. Everything had to be diamond, everything had to be gold. Like, I was just, I had a vibe. I really did have a vibe. And when I got to university, and I gained weight for the very first time because moving into a deeper part of the show now, like I was someone who always repressed my emotions. And there was a lot of food rules in my house when I was growing up. And take it for what you want. Like I'm Eastern European. I was raised Eastern European mindset. If you eat carbs, you're gonna get fat. We were in the war, finish everything on your plate, blah, 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 like that kind of thing. And so I would secret eat. Like I remember I would come home from school every single day and like my snack was I would come home, make a grilled cheese sandwich. That was my favorite food. I literally had it every day. This is like grade 3, 4. And I was told all the time, like, if you keep eating that, you're gonna get fat. If you keep eating that, you're gonna get fat. And when I went to university, it was the first time in my life where I had true food freedom and I didn't have to answer to anyone. I could eat whatever I want whenever I wanted. Like we never had sugary treats in the house. Like we were very much an ingredient household, which I'm so grateful for. Like don't get me wrong, I am so grateful for all of the homemade meals and like the lack of processed crap I had in my life. But when I went to university, I went the full opposite because I'd never had that. And instead of a freshman 15, which is pretty normal for most people, I gained like 50 pounds by third year. And I was so uncomfortable in my body, and the only validation metric I had was men. I was like, well, if I am still dating guys, if guys still find me attractive, like if I'm not suffering in my love life, then I must not be that fat, you know? But I could only wear the clothes that were fitting me. I also was like brainwashing myself into not thinking I was that fat because I wasn't in plus size. I was just like squeezing into extra larges. I'll post a picture on the screen for those of you who are watching. But like, I could only buy jeans at Blue Notes. That was the only store that had jeans that would fit me. And they would always rip in my thighs. And I would be like, oh my God, guys, like these jeans are such bad quality. Like they just keep ripping on the seam of my crotch, blah, blah, blah. No, girl. It's because your thighs were chafing. Do you know what I mean? Like I was just in so Delulu land about this. And I lost my entire sense of style. Like I look back at pictures right now and like I was trying so hard to keep the Alexis in my outfits, but I had such a limited range of what I could wear, and it really really was a struggle. And I think that I tried to like keep my loudness, to keep my sparkle, but it just looked horrendous because I was trying to do it with pieces that like didn't work. And I also wasn't dressing for my body shape either. And it was a mess. And I don't know what it was about fourth year, but something was like, okay, no. Oh my God, I remember something. It was a breakup. Okay. I was dating this guy long distance. It was a horrendous breakup. He got another girl pregnant. It's like a whole thing. And basically he would be like asking for pictures of me during this whole breakup thing, like what do you look like now, what do you look like now, basically like trying to make sure that I like wasn't too fat. And I remember when that whole thing ended and like we it was like officially done, that was also when I think, I don't know if that was when Chloe's Revenge Body was on TV or not, maybe that was like a little after, but I was like, I'm gonna get my revenge body. So I started like working out, going to the gym, I got a personal trainer, started losing weight. And then that was like final year of university. That was, so it was 2015 when I moved to London. I was walking everywhere naturally. And because I'd already kind of been like living on my own, I didn't go back into the I need to eat everything and anything situation. And I was now cooking for myself. I wasn't like on res with a food plan. So I just started cooking the easiest thing, like chicken, rice, and broccoli. That's my favorite thing. To this day, like I still love eating chicken, rice, and broccoli. I know there's a lot of like people in the fitness world that are like, that's all you eat, chicken, rice, and broccoli. Like it's so boring. And the fitness people are like, no, it's great. It actually is great. I would like douse it in soy sauce. Oh, fuck, it was phenomenal. Anyway, moving on. So naturally, I started losing a lot of weight because I went from a sedentary lifestyle to then like walking everywhere. I also was working out more, which was helping me release my emotions. I also had another situation with the porters in my building where they were accusing my flat of doing something that we weren't doing. And instead of like talking to them like a regular, regulated person, I burst into tears and the guy was like, whoa, what is going on? And that was a sign for me that I probably had some inner work to do. But anyway, as I'm living in London and I'm losing weight, I started having my own sense of style again. And then when I moved back home, I like got into the best shape I've ever had in my life. I was able to do pull-ups, push-ups. Like I was just like full gym mode. I was loving it. I was thriving. I had more energy than I've ever had in my entire life. I had no afternoon crashes. Side note, I'm not a person that drinks caffeine, okay? So all of this was like caffeine free, stimulant free. I actually went vegan alkaline for a bit, and that was when I had like the most energy of my entire life. And I like, you can see the difference in my shopping bills and in my clothes. I was self-expressing again through my clothes. I was on Buff Bunny every fucking day, ordering new workout outfits. I had metallic outfits. I had baby blue outfits. I had matching sets. I had neon ones from Muscle Nation. Like I went off because I felt good in my body again and I felt safe to express. And I could express in the ways because things were fitting me. I could fit into regular clothes again and not feel self-conscious of my body. So that self-expression took a whole new route. And then when I moved back to London after that, I know this timeline's crazy, but the second time I was living in London, like I have a pair of gold pants to this day that I wear over bathing suits and stuff that are like my holy grail of like tropical resort wear. I love them. The version of Alexis in that time, granted, this was also during the pandemic. So, like, what else did we have to do other than shop online? Oh my God. Like, my wardrobe was the best wardrobe I think to this day that I've ever had. It was so curated. It had so many unique pieces that were just so Alexis. And like I cry sometimes thinking about it because when I left London, I had two full-size garbage bags. So like the garbage pails that are on the end of your street for garbage day, they're like almost as tall as you. They'd probably come up to like your chest, like those big guys. I had two of those size garbage bags full of clothes that went to donation because I didn't have room to bring them home. Like when you move countries, I'm like a chuck everything in my suitcase and go. Like I'm not spending thousands of dollars to ship things. I'd rather just rebuy. And like sometimes I still think about the pieces of clothes that I had and it makes me really sad. Really sad. Actually, this shirt that I'm wearing right now, I think I've had since 2018 in my like Alexis at home fitness era phase where I was buying all this stuff. This is just a Zara basic, but I love it. It's so good. So some of the stuff I've kept. The truest form of myself, I think, was Kid Alexis and London Alexis. Because those were the times where, like, as a kid, I had no qualms. Like, I was just self expressing to the max, didn't give a fuck. And then as London Alexis, I had grown up money. I was shopping so much. I was traveling so much. London had different travel rules than North America. So I actually was able to travel quite a bit during the pandemic still. And I was still saving money. And like I hadn't, like, like I was like truly grown up era. It was phenomenal. And then I had to give most of it away. And when I left London was this in my Saturn return, the start of the 3.5 dark period, like 3.5 year dark period. So I had started gaining weight because I was going through corporate burnout. So this is like Saturn return. I don't feel good at my job anymore. Like I need to get the fuck out of the city. I need to get the fuck out of the corporate world. Two, my manager changes to someone who I didn't like. And when we were interviewing him to hire, because I was reporting to the chief of growth, and basically they were shoving someone in between me and the chief. And that's fun. I like calling him the chief. The chief. They were shoving someone in between us. And in the interview process, I went back to them after and I was like, guys, I don't like him. I don't think he's a good cultural fit. I don't doubt that he would be great at the job itself, but I don't think he's going to fit in with the team. Alexis intuition on point always. He became my manager probably a year after he joined because I delayed it because I was like, guys, I don't like him. So thankfully they gave me like another year to like see if we could work together. This was when the managerial line changed and I started reporting to the guy I didn't like. He was making me cry every single week. The biggest fucking micromanager I've ever seen. He was so controlling. We did not work well together. I'm sure he's a lovely person. I was not the only person he was making cry. Two other people on my team, they were also crying weekly from him. Like he just was not good. And then at the same time, my company had got acquired. So we merged with a massive, massive financial company. And I'm a one person team, right? I was in event management. So my like 20 events a year that I was doing, which was manageable, like that was probably my max capacity, turned into 50 events a year. And they went from mainly online to mainly in person because this was at the end of the pandemic when things were opening back up. And I asked so many times to hire an assistant or to like get someone on my team. And my company kept saying, no, we're in a hiring freeze. Like the event landscape is too unstable, blah, 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 which fine, but like not helpful to my life. And I had to keep a spreadsheet of like the 50 to 80, I think it ended up being like closer to 80 at the end, people that were part of this company that we merged with because they were global. So it was all of the different territories and then also segregated by all of the different product streams with all of the different events we had to do. And like I had a thing of like, this is this person, this is their region, this is their product stream, this is what they do. Like I could not keep up. I was drowning. I was working like 7 a.m. to midnight most days. So I had no time to self-regulate, no time to look after myself, to cook, to even go to the gym. Like there was nothing. And so that's where this like 3.5 years of darkness started. That was the ayahuasca ceremony that made me realize like, fudge, I got to get out of corporate. And then this right after, like the merge went through while I was in Mexico, probably 2 weeks after the ayahuasca ceremony. So like that was like everything happening all at once. Okay. Okay. So I start gaining weight and I move to a spiritual town. I'm like in Costa Rica. I'm in Mexico. I'm doing all of these things and I don't know who I am anymore. I have lost my sense of self. I am trying to put myself into these spiritual boxes because I'm trying to match the spiritual aesthetic of everyone else now in my communities. I'm like wearing all of these like flowy spiritual clothes that like honestly I don't like. I am a glam goddess, okay? I am the golden goddess. I'm all down for like fun like flowy clothes, but I'm not into the hippie spiritual clothes. It's just not me. And I started trying to force myself into that box and like I looked good. I always look good. That's not the issue. It didn't feel like me. And I now have like a box of like spiritual flowy clothes that even now in this tropical weather, guys, like I am in a country that gets to like 35 to 40 degrees with a humidex of like, I don't know, super high. You step outside for 30 seconds, you're already sweating. And I don't feel comfortable to wear those tropical clothes, partially because I'm in a suburb and like the energy of the city you're in, I think also kind of dictates a little bit what you feel good wearing. But like that's crazy. I have a whole wardrobe that I don't feel comfortable wearing. And it's because I wasn't in my authentic expression in that time of my life. The clothes that I was wearing and the journey that I was going down, it was not authentic to who I was. It was me trying to fit into a box. So, moving on to where I am now, I went through a shedding when I came back to Canada. And then I had my mast cell activation activated and I had all of the hives. I couldn't wear anything. Okay. I could only wear very baggy pants, very baggy tops because anything restricting on my body was it would actually cause hives. Like if I wore a bra or a bathing suit, like wherever that band stuck around my chest, hives would start. B, it was uncomfortable and it made my hives itchy, like it agitated them. So there was about 6 months of my life where I had no self-expression at all. I was crying every day. I was like in such a dark place. I couldn't figure out what was causing these hives. The doctors were no help, and it was like, what the F is even going on here? And so now I'm in a place where I am rebuilding my wardrobe. I am fully back to myself, and I want to give you guys the practices that I have been doing to live fully in my expression and actually find my style. Because what a lot of us fall into is the exact thing that I fell into during my spiritual phase is there are trends, there is an aesthetic, and it doesn't matter what we think or how we feel about it. We follow that trend because we want to look good in society. We want to be acceptable to the trend that's happening and to how everyone else is seeing us. And that's how you waste a shit ton of money on your wardrobe because you don't actually like it. The trends come and go. And when the trend is done, you put it on and you're like, oh, I don't like this anymore. This doesn't feel good. Like, I don't like how this fits. I don't like how this looks, blah, blah, blah. And it's like just sitting in your closet doing absolutely nothing. B, it's also horrible for fast fashion. We don't need trends. C, it is not going to last in your wardrobe for a long time because even if you still like it after the fact, if you're the kind of person that cycles through the trends, it doesn't matter if you like it, you're not going to feel good wearing it because it's not on trend. So this is where doing the inner work, finding your self-worth and feeling safe to be seen as yourself really comes in because if you're not feeling safe to be seen, it doesn't matter how much you like the clothes you have, you're not going to feel good wearing them if you don't feel like they match the society that you're in. Okay? So, these are the things that you can do to help curate your personal style. They're things that I have been spending the last year doing. Okay, guys, this is not a quick process. I am the kind of person where like I do something and I want it done right away and it all has to be finished right now. This has been a lesson in patience for me because that's not how this works. So if you're like me, I feel your pain, but trust me, this is not how this works. I spent the last year creating boards on Pinterest. Okay. So I don't know if you guys organize your Pinterest or not. I don't know if you guys know you can do this. You can create like a folder or a board, and then in that board have other boards. So I have a board. It used to be called Persona. And then I learned that persona means mask. And I was like, no, 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 bitch, I am not wearing a mask. This is me. So then I changed it to Essence. So I have my Essence board. And in my Essence board, I have everything. I have an aesthetic board. where I just pin pictures that feel like my aesthetic, that feel like my soul. If you go to my Instagram, I have a reel pinned. Actually, maybe I'll just link it below where it's like, tell me more about yourself, blah, blah. It's just an Instagram trend, but it like shows pictures of your soul or of like who you are, how it describes you. I took all pictures from my aesthetics board. Like that is me to a core. That is how I feel on the inside. That is how I want to present on the outside. Like that is me to a T. And then I have all my other boards. I have at home looks. So just because you're at home doesn't mean you need to be in pajamas all the time. If you want to feel good about yourself, if you want to be in your full self-expression, find looks that you can wear at home that will still make you feel better, make you feel elevated, but being casual. Like mine are literally straight leg sweatpants or like cashmere pants, wool pants, depending on the season, whatever, with a tight tank top and a matching sweater or cardigan. So it looks elevated. Like by sweater, I mean like either a zip up or like an open, not a hoodie or a crew neck. And it looks elevated. It makes me feel put together because it's a matching set. The tight shirt fits my body. Same with the straight legs. I look so good. I feel so good in them, but it's casual at home wear, okay? That is just like the easiest thing you can do, especially if you're working from home or you work remote, to like still feel put together and productive in a day and feel good about yourself while being at home instead of just sitting in your pajamas. Second board I have, casual looks. This is your like everyday running around, errands, whatever. Third board is mid-tier looks, which you guys can create your own names for these. It's just what makes sense to my brain. Mid-tier is like if you're going for brunch, like it's casual, but like you want to look cute. Or it's like the jeans and a top energy, like just a little bit more elevated than your everyday casual, but like not fancy. Then I have my glam looks. So these are the ones like, well, I actually have a board like date night inspo, but these are the looks that are going to be like date night inspo, or like you're going out with the girls, you're going to a fancy dinner. Like you need to look elevated. Like that is your elevation, you know? And then I have like, I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically the looks that I would wear if I was like on a red carpet, if I was a guest at someone's wedding. Like these are like the actual, like, say, black tie, cocktail attire, that sort of thing. I have a tropical board because tropical Alexis is very different than suburb Alexis. They're all parts of me. But oh my God, tropical Alexis, you guys, she is a whole other beast. I love her so much. She's actually my favorite. And then I have outerwear, you know, like I have everything. I have shoes, I have jewelry, I have makeup looks. I have everything that feels like me. Okay. And then what you're going to do once you have all of these boards is actually one board that you can do. So I actually saw this on TikTok. If I can find the TikTok, I'll post it below to give the creator credit. When she was going through her style journey, she actually made a board as well, pinning everything she loved as a kid. So like growing up, I loved Mary-Kate and Ashley. Their outfits were iconic. There's also an outfit Amanda Bynes wore in What a Girl Wants when she's like standing on the boat. She has a white top, jeans, and that like scarf around her waist. I have always loved that outfit. So outfits that I loved as a kid, I would find pictures of and pin to another board called Inner Child. The exercise the girl said is literally just to do everything. So like if you were really into like the medieval looks, like pin those. If you were really into like sparkles or like Tinkerbell, pin those, you know, like all of the kind of aesthetics you loved as a kid or the interests you had, pin aesthetics of those and then incorporate those into your style boards when you're pinning. Like, are you going to dress up like a pirate every single day? No, but there's aspects of the pirate style that you can incorporate in your day to day. So that was a really cool activity that I, after I'd already had these boards for probably like 5 or 6 months, I found that TikTok and I was like, ooh, I need to do this. So I also added that. So, okay, once all your boards are done, I looked at my Kibbe body type. And again, this might be triggering if it's like hard for you to talk about body image, but holy fucking hell, did it change my life. Your Kibbe body type is basically how your body carries itself. And it's not like you're an inverted triangle, you're an hourglass, you're a pear. It's actually based on the width of your body and the angles of your body. So I am a soft natural, which if you don't know what that is, think of like Hilary Duff's body type, think of JLo's body type. My width, the biggest part of my body is my shoulders. And there's like a little bit of angularity to it. It's not super rounded, but there's a little bit of angle. So the way that the Kibbe style kind of talks about your body is, are you super angular or are you super rounded? So if you think of like models that have like the really sharp shoulders, the really sharp jaw lines. Like that's an angular look. If you think of someone like Marilyn Monroe, she's curvy as hell. There's not an angle on her. And it has nothing to do with how much you weigh. It's literally your bone structure and the way your body is built. And then the other part of that, like I said, is the width. So, like my width, my shoulders aren't broad, okay? Like, I don't know if you can see on video, they slope. They're sloping down. Like when I have straps, when I'm carrying a bag, things are falling off my shoulders all the time. So they're not super angular, right? They're not broad shoulders, but they are the widest part of my body. My shoulders are wider than my hips, okay? They're wider than my waist. And so I'm almost kind of like an inverted triangle, I guess. When I was bigger, my hips were, I think, actually wider than my shoulders. So I was more hourglass because my waist has always been very cinched. But basically, the clothes that I wear need to have a fitted waist. Because if I wear, for example, a baggy t-shirt that extends all the way down, because my shoulders are the biggest part of my body, or not the biggest, I should say, the widest part of my body, the shirt just drapes all the way down and I look like a whale because you can't see my body shape at all and it looks like the entire size of me is the width of my shoulders. So learning your Kibbe body type is actually going to be super crucial in finding clothes that you actually feel good in and feel safe in. Because I was wearing clothes for a long time that didn't suit my body shape. And I always wondered, like, why does this look so good on this person? And then I put it on and I feel like shit in it. And it's because it wasn't suiting my body. Again, these are all just like guidelines and tools you can use. You don't have to use it. But for me personally, I found it to be life-changing in terms of my personal style and expression and feeling safe to express authentically through what I was wearing because I knew that everything I was wearing now actually suited my body. And like, even if I loved the color, if I loved the pattern, I wasn't going to feel good in it if it didn't look good on me. Like if it didn't suit my body shape to present me in a way that I like, if that makes sense. Second thing I did was I figured out my season, my color season. And again, this is a guideline, not a rule. Like I'm sitting behind a bright orange couch right now. I have stark white next to me. Neither of those are in my color palette. However, I'm a summer, which, okay, I am a tropical girly, right? Like the fact that I'm a summer, universe, you're doing your job. However, summer's a cool tone and I love gold. And it's really interesting because if I was listening to this as a rule, I wouldn't be allowing myself to wear any gold. My earrings are teal, but they're gold. Like the hardware is gold. I still wear gold with everything because gold is what makes me feel good. I have experienced or like dabbled in wearing a little bit more silver things. So like when I do silver, it's like my silver hoops that are diamond studded and super sparkly. And I actually have been loving them. I don't love all silver. So it's a journey. Like it's everything's a process. But finding out my color season actually changed the game as well because there was a lot of clothes that I had that I loved. And then I put them on and I was like, what the hell is going on here? I look horrible. I look sickly. I look way paler than I should. Why are my eyes so dark underneath them? Color analysis is color theory. It's like how the colors you're wearing reflect the light up to your face. And so if we want to get like really specific, I'm a cool summer. In some palettes, they don't have cool summer, so I'd be a true summer. I also think that there's a lot of nuance to the color palettes because if I'm pale, that makes sense because my skin is very light and my hair is very dark in the winter. So I have a lot more contrast. In the summer, your girl tans and my hair lightens, but not lightens enough to make a stark contrast. So I have less contrast between my skin tone and my hair color, which means that I can actually pull off like more subtle colors. Like I can do a little bit more of like the butter yellows or the paler colors that aren't as bright. So that's why I say like I'm just a summer. I dabble in the whole summer palette. But again, like white is in winter palette. I'm not a winter. It's not supposed to look good on me, but girl, when I have a tan, oh my God, it looks amazing. So again, take everything with a grain of salt, but that has been so monumental. Okay. So if you want to do those things after you make your boards, find out your Kibbe body type. This is going to probably take a little bit of research. There's like different tests you can do, look at celebrities that have the body shape that you think you have and like be like, do I actually look like this? Do I not? There's also videos you can see where like you just take a picture of yourself standing and then you draw on it like the width lines in the three areas. And like, I'm not going to explain it because I'm not an expert, but you'll find them. And then also get your color analysis done. Do not use ChatGPT if you want to do this. ChatGPT is false all the time. It told me I was a warm autumn. So false. I started wearing warm autumn colors and buying warm autumn clothings. Not the vibe. It was no bueno. Do not do it. If you can't afford an in-person color analysis, because I know they're pricey, just do a virtual one. They're usually like $50. Everyone can afford a $50 color analysis. You're investing in yourself. You are worth investing into, okay? Don't talk yourself out of it. You would spend more than that going to get coffee every single day in a week or drinks one night out or even a meal one night out. Like, you can do it. I can give you guys the person who did mine as well because she was wonderful. I'll put her below too. Okay, so once you do those boards, body type analysis if you want, you are going to go through your boards with a fine tooth comb and actually ask yourself for every single pin, do I want to wear this? Would I feel good wearing this? Because you might pin a lot of things that you like. You might be like, oh my God, this is so cute. Love this, love this, love this, whatever, because you like the aesthetic. But when you actually think about wearing it yourself, are you going to feel good wearing it? Are you going to feel like yourself wearing it? Or are you going to feel like you're dressing up as someone else? Because there was a lot of things that I pinned where I'm like, oh my God, this is so cute. But then I imagined myself wearing it and I'm like, no, this doesn't actually feel like me. Like I love it, but I love it on someone else. And so you're going to go with a fine tooth comb, go through everything and start removing the ones that don't actually feel like you. If you were to put it on and like feel like not yourself, like you're feeling like you are someone else or you're feeling like you're wearing somebody else's clothes, it's not for you. So remove them. And then at the end, what you're going to have is this like beautiful curation of your own self-expression, your own signature style that you can then start implementing into your wardrobe. And I'm not saying like get rid of your wardrobe all at once. Like I've been doing this for over a year and I'm slowly adding pieces. And even I still make mistakes. Like I'll buy stuff and I'm like, I actually don't think I'm going to wear this. And then I'm like, fuck, I just wasted so much money, but it's fine. Slowly, slowly, slowly go through your wardrobe. Like do a wardrobe cleanse and purge everything that is no longer serving you. Anything with holes or rips that cannot be fixed, okay? Get rid of. They're old, they're worn in, they've done their job, move on. Anything that you put on that doesn't fit you quite right, that doesn't feel good when you put it on, or that you don't think is something you would ever wear, if you've not worn it in the last year, if it's a basic. So like I'm not talking about fancy dresses or like going out wear, but just like everyday clothes, if you've not worn it in the last year, all those things get rid of. They're not serving you, they're not part of your style, they're not you. If anything fits you in a weird way, even if you like it, get rid of it because if you're not comfortable in it, you're not going to wear it. That is kind of harsh to do to yourself. I'm not going to lie. There is a sweater that I have that I feel like I need to get rid of, and I just won't because I just love it so much. It's like an oversized red Canada sweater, but like all the seams are ripping, and it's very old. And I go to it all the time as like my go-to oversized hoodie because it's just there and it's easy. And actually, there's other sweaters that I have that I love that when I went camping recently, I was like, okay, I'm not going to bring the red Canada sweater. I'm going to bring these other sweaters that I actually really like and never wear and see how they feel. And they were phenomenal. I did not even miss the red Canada sweater. So sometimes we like the things that we wear the most, the things that we're drawn to are only the things that we're wearing because they're the most easily accessible, because they're familiar and because we're used to them. So that's also like another thing is if you're wearing things that don't actually feel aligned, but you feel comfortable wearing them just because you're used to it, don't necessarily get rid of them, but like put them aside and don't wear them. Go through an experience where you would have gone for that thing and pick something else and see how you feel. Because I bet you 9 times out of 10, you'll actually be okay without that thing that was like a comfort clothing versus something you actually liked. And the thing that you actually like will feel just as good and just as comfortable. And then slowly, piece by piece, you'll actually start building your wardrobe into one that you love, into one that you love to wear and actually feel safe wearing and feel good wearing. And if you haven't noticed by now, it is a portal into yourself. Fashion And self-expression through what you wear and through caring about what you look like and looking after yourself is a portal into your own inner world. It's a portal of creation. Like we are beings who are born to create. When we are in stagnancy and we are not creating anything, we suffer. Like we feel dead inside. Okay. If you're feeling a little dead inside right now and you don't know why, try creating something. Try just putting a little bit of creation into your makeup routine. Try adding a little bit of flair into the outfit you're wearing, or like wearing a fun pair of new shoes. Oh my God, guys, we didn't even talk about the shoes. I need to tell you a story because as I'm stepping into this new era of myself, like just being so authentic, so fully me, I'm obviously wearing these outfits that feel a lot more like myself. And one of those things is heels. I love heels. My heel collection used to be so fucking vast. Like it pains me to think about all the heels that have disappeared from my life. And granted, I did move on from wearing like a 5, 6 inch steel stiletto to like a 2 to 3 inch heel just because logistically for my life, it's way easier. So a lot of the heels I had before, I probably wouldn't wear now anyway, because I really was like a 5 to 6 inch stiletto heel girly in my like early 20s prime clubbing days, because who wasn't in that era? But oh my God, like you're going to get comments, you're going to get judgments. Like, I'm the kind of person where, like, I just love being put together. I love looking good all the time. If I'm just going to the grocery store, I don't care. I want to wear a cute fit. Like, and now I'm at the place where I'm not doing this for other people. I'm not doing this because I'm insecure. I'm doing this because it genuinely makes me feel good and it makes me excited. Okay. And so wearing heels is part of that. I don't like wearing running shoes as part of my actual outfit unless I know I'm walking. Like if I'm working out, fine. If I'm going on a hike, fine. If I'm in downtown Toronto all day, going to be getting like 20,000 steps, fine. Not ideal for the Toronto situation because I'm likely wearing a very cute outfit, but like fine, you know? I don't want to die and be uncomfortable my entire day because I'm wearing heels. But if I'm just going to the grocery store, I want to wear heels. If I'm just picking up a book at the library, I want to wear my cute ass heels. If I am going on like a casual stroll, like I went down to see Eckhart Tolle in Toronto and like we walked to dinner and went to the show, I want to wear heels. I don't care that it's a half-hour walk each way. I'm going to wear my heels. Like the amount of comments you're going to get from people who aren't used to you being that version. The Eckhart Tolle day, my mom was so concerned about my feet. Like was so concerned. The amount of comments she made about the fact that I was in heels and like feeling so sorry for me. And I was like, Mom, I picked the restaurant. I knew where we were going. Like, I want to wear my heels. I'm very happy wearing them. Like, I'm good, you know? Don't worry about it. There was another time where I went to a meetup with a bunch of girls and like we were just hanging out at this girl's house. But when I arrived, I had my little heels on and I got the comment, "Oh, where were you before? Like, you look so cute." I'm like, I was nowhere before. I just, I got dressed to come here. Like, I just am a cute person. Like, I don't know what to tell you. So, you might get some feedback comments like that. And this is where the self-worth and the feeling safe to be fully seen work really comes in, because if you don't feel safe to do this, if you don't see yourself as worthy enough to just be who you are all the time, these comments will probably get to you and force you back into hiding. So this is just a note on Insight Timer. I have a guided shadow work meditation for self-worth on my YouTube channel. I also have so many subliminals around self-worth, around authenticity, around like feeling good about who you are, being that girl, like just being you. Like there's so many subliminals on there. You can just dig through them and find the ones that resonate. This is where the work comes in. And this is where, when I was going through my 3.5 years of darkness, I didn't feel safe. I was not in a spot where I could express like this and feel good about it, because I was so concerned about what everyone else thought of me, how everyone else perceived me in the communities. And I also didn't really know who I was, that I was literally just like trying on these different personas of the environments around me, trying to mesh whatever that was. Okay. So the self-worth work is so important because you need to feel so secure in who you are. And the only way that this self-expression, this like looking after yourself, creating through fashion, makeup, whatever, is a portal to your self-expression, to your authentic self, is if you feel safe enough to do it. And that is like the biggest key I can give you. Like, other than all of the steps of like how to find your actual style, is like you really need to be A1 on the inner work. You need to do it. And it's not a constant thing. Like you don't have to be doing this all the time, but like just get yourself to a place where you feel good, you feel safe, you feel confident to express like this. And girl, your life is going to change. Your life is going to change because when you can create every single day, it creates more room for expansion. The amount of other downloads that will come in, the amount of synchronicities that will come into your life, your vibration changes, your vibration raises up to a higher point because you are your full authentic self. And kind of unrelated, but very related at the same time, you are going to find opportunities and people that are aligned to you because you're living in your alignment. You are emitting your frequency to the earth of like, this is who you are. This is your true authentic self. And you are going to meet people that match that vibration. Your vibe attracts your tribe. As like silly as it sounds, it's so true. You meet your aligned people. You meet your soul tribe. You meet your people when you are in your fullest self expression. You have those job opportunities come through. You have those networking contacts come through. You have just life unfold for you in the best way possible when you truly are being yourself. And fashion as a creation portal is literally my favorite thing. So please, 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 if this is something that you are looking at, try it. Just try what I have done over the last year and watch how your life changes because, oh my God, it is amazing. It's so good. This was a riff and a half of an episode. I feel like I might have jumped all over the place a little bit, but I do not give a crap because this was just full channel coming through and riffing, and I'm going to do minimal edits. I think there's some times where I stumble over my words. I'll probably just cut that out. If you have any questions, always comment below, DM me. All of my platforms are open. You can talk to me on all of them. I want to build community with all of you. I love you guys all so much. So please don't hesitate to reach out. I also have like my little Instagram channel. I have my little TikTok group chat, which I don't even know if people use that feature, but it's a new one. So I'm trying it. I'm like, why the heck not? TikTok's giving it to me. I'm going to try all the things because why not? I don't really know how to close this now because I feel like that riff of a channel was like, it's already out of my mind. I don't really know what I was just talking about. So I don't really know how to flow the closing. But as always, if you liked the episode, please give us a like on YouTube. Follow us on the platform that you're watching it on or listening to it on. Share this episode with someone who you think might benefit from it. Help us, I say us as the collective, grow into who we are meant to be as people. Help me grow the podcast platform to help as many people as possible. And I will see you guys next time. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.